It's 5 in the morning. You are walking to the bus station. You would be anywhere in the world except that place. You see the same old fat lady on the bus station for who knows what time. You feel helpless. You don't have the will to live. You get in the old stinky bus and go through all the depressed people to find a place where you can sit next to the guy who already fell asleep. You decide to stand all the way to your workplace and get stuck in the traffic, and you're a little late, so your boss is already annoyed by his wife and is ready to let all that anger on you. But what can you do? You sit there and absorb all the negativity from your boss. You want to delete it. You go back to your desk where all that work is waiting for you to stay overtime again. Because you know, if you work really hard, your boss will be able to buy the brand new Porsche every single year. Ask yourself, do you want this life? Do you find this slave life enjoyable? Be honest. If there's no one to tell you what to do that day, you wouldn't even know how to use your time. But it's not your fault. We've all been programmed to be dependent on someone else. Sounds familiar? Remember in school when you waited for your teacher to tell you what to do every single minute of your time there? Pick up your pen, Jeffrey. Take out your notebook, Jeffrey. Write what I tell you to write, Jeffrey. Oh, you don't want to listen to me? Go to the principal's office, Jeffrey. Oh, you got really bad grade on the exam about what type of sheep lives in the mountain of Kazakhstan? Shame on you, Jeffrey. You're dumb. You're not qualified. You're getting left behind. Have you ever thought of this? Every single teacher that teached you ever is either alcoholic or doesn't know anything valuable about life. But at least they know about exponential function. Have you ever had a hard decision to make in your life or had some big problem that required solving, and you were like, oh wait, Mr. Johnson taught me the atomic structure of nitrogen, I'm gonna use that to help me. How can you learn something valuable from some guy whose wife doesn't even respect him? After yelling at you all day, he goes back home to his wife to find out she is in his bedroom with her new boyfriend. How can you go to business school to learn business from someone who never even ran business themselves and makes less than 150k per year? Then you get your feelings hurt when some millionaire yells at you on the internet that you need to get your shit together. Get your life in order. Everyone's like, oh, there was this fight on a plane, what would you have done in that situation? Oh, there was this chaos fight on the subway, what would you have done in that situation? Oh, this guy got shot in downtown, what would you have done? I would got rich. That's what I would have done. I would have got rich because I understood that the world is fucked. I understand it's on a downwards trajectory. And the chance of this getting better, it's... 0%. I understand there's no right move to make in these scenarios, and what I would have done is dedicated myself to get rich and never have to deal with any of this shit ever. Stop slaving away your most valuable assets, time and freedom. Speaking of which, you've all been closed home for almost 4 years. Time you all lost being holed in your homes. 4 fucking years where millions of small businesses lost their job. We've all experienced how it feels to not be able to see our elders because of some cough. Even me. I wasn't allowed to go to the funeral of someone really dear to me. Can you imagine that? Someone who was with you all your life, helped you a lot, and you can't even pay respect to them. And if you think it's over, you're mistaken, my friend. That was the first phase of the multiple step plan to make you a real slave. Did you know that Klaus Schwab, the founder of the World Economic Forum, the organization that manages 95% of the money in the world, published this book called The Great Reset after just 6 months from the starting of the cough? I mean, I'm not an expert in writing books, but how can you write a book in that short period of time and know all the outcomes that followed when the situation was in the very early stages? If you ask me, something isn't right here. But without getting too much into it, I will make a video covering that situation in depth in the future. Now you may be saying, okay, but that's over. Oh boy, wait until they start tracking your CO2 pollution index or the carbon footprint. And this sounds out of a movie and too early to happen. Don't worry, some countries already implemented it. And you might say, how will this impact me? Let me explain shortly. So you feel like you deserve to go on a holiday after working so much for your hard-earned money. You go to check in a flight and you put your card details, and then you notice the carbon footprint is in red. Your card is declined and you can't travel because you already polluted so much by paying in restaurants which are not environment friendly, and you flew by plane the previous year. Let's not forget about your not electric car. Every time you put gasoline with your carbon footprint increased in the red. So now you're pretty much stuck and you cannot do anything. And you know what's the funniest part? This law was invented and approved by people who go to their business meetings with private jets. Yeah, it's true. The point of the story: you are not safe. Your mother is not safe. Your father is not safe. Your wife is not safe. Your kids aren't safe. If you don't care about your life, if you're okay with being slave, at least think about your kids. Surely you don't want them slaving away their lives. I'm sure no one would want that. And let me tell you, you don't have much time to take action. If you didn't get rich in the last 2 years, you fucked up. But there's still light in the end of the tunnel, because there's still a little hope. The second best time to make lots of money is right now.